Skilly bop 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 doo. A billy bop bop doo. Skilly bop 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 bop, billy bop bop, baby. All right, just sitting around watching some Christmas stuff on YouTube, crime channels, people going nuts over all this crime channel stuff. Oh, come, oh, ye faithful, triumphant, triumphant. In Bethlehem. I said I got a 1-2, bell bottom 2, jingle bells, Batman smells. Yada yada yada, yinky yanky yada, monkey yada. Oh my God. Got a monkey on my back and I gotta get it off, yeah. La da da da. So I'm working on the old Knight, the Templar Knight, and I got it looking pretty good. You really can't see where it's cracked in the front, and the head looks like it's never even fell off. So that's cool. So I'm working on it. Well, you can see in the back here, you can see the crack in it. So I'm going to try and level that off with some clear lacquer spray I got, or enamel spray. And it'll be nice and shiny again, and you won't be able to tell that it was cracked. So I love this Knight. I can't believe I knocked it off the coffee table. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So anyways, I was watching some YouTube as I was working on the Knight. I'll tell you what, some of these YouTubers really are sprung on cases. Sprung. So yeah, what do we, well, for one, I don't believe anything on nothing until you can show me stone cold into a mess. People making videos deliberately trying to prove a point, not to believe everything you hear on YouTube. I never did. We did our own investigations. We did our own research. I ain't buying none of it. I still think it's a big, giant ring that we tapped into. All kinds of people involved, even some of these YouTube crime channels, and the police gave it away, and I was like, hush, hush, hush. This is going to be huge. And they're, like I said, when the Delphi case, the sheriff got on TV at the press release and said, you might be in the room with us. That was a clue. Why? You can't just walk in off of the street at a double murder press release conference and be in that room. You got to have clearance. So that was a clue. Somebody that either was affiliated with the police or a reporter or an investigator or somebody that's been investigating it. And then they left another clue. We might have already interviewed you or talked to you. That was another key clue. That it was a big, people were led on a wild goose chase. And I'm still saying to this day, I think we have some of them locked up in prison already. And we can't say what about anything without evidence. Everybody's pissed at me. What do you mean evidence? Because as far as I'm concerned, nobody has actually seen crime scene photos or DNA or the rest of the recording, only a 40-second clip of it. So therefore, it all could have been fabricated without crime scene photos and stone cold proof that them two girls were killed at Delphi Bridge that day. They're going to have to give us more than just, oh, well, this is what happened. No, we want photos of the whole area, whole crime scene. We want the full recording released. And we're done with their witchery and sorcery. And I think they pretty much got the message that, certain people are tired of their deceiving. And that's what Delphi has become. And the Delphi Manahan Bridge, or whatever it's called, has become, as well, a great guy sang it in a band, a river of deceit. And that's what this whole Delphi case has become. And a lot of people are like, you know what? Let's just get rid of all these idiots and be done with it. Even the ones that are, I don't blame them. I don't blame them, but you can't do that. You got to wait till all the evidence comes out. Cover your back. Make sure you're carrying a weapon or whatever. Make sure you have your house protected, your children protected. Who knows what these meth head, crackhead, who knows how deep this is? This could have been a giant prostitution kid porno ring or something. We don't know until the evidence comes out on it. But everyone's getting pissed, and this is what happened. This is what happened. Well, how do you people know that when that information was never released from the police? You're stretching from all the way down south to all the way to the west coast of sunny beaches, all the way to the east coast of Boston, Massachusetts, or Georgia. We don't know. And no one will know until all the evidence is released by the police and the case is done. Then we'll know what happened. Then we can go back, and if the police got it wrong, then we could say, that ain't adding up. But as of now, there ain't nothing we can say until all the proof is released. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm just a viewer. I'm just a viewer and a YouTuber and a subscriber to channels, and that's it. And you got to watch out sometimes who you're dealing with, because these people, some of these people, I feel, will set you up quicker than crap. And a lot of people are saying that in certain chats. What do you think about that? Well, yeah, anything is possible. Anything. When it comes to someone else going to prison for life, believe me, these people will set up Ronald McDonald and the Hamburger and all of his little hamburger kids, before they go to jail or whatever, or get busted or whatever, and lose all their money and power. So do I think it's a big ring? Oh, yeah. I think it's everything the police and the FBI have been telling us all along. It's a giant, big ring of them, an organization. They make money off of it. Through drugs, music. I mean, the Delphi killing, people are saying, well, there was a note left. Well, we don't know that. Where'd that note come from? That could have came from anybody. We don't know. There was a map or something. We don't know where that came from, who drew it, whatever. have people seen the note? Yes. Is there certain stuff on the note? Yes. Is there a certain way? There's certain things on that note that proves that a woman wrote it or had a hand in writing it. And there's proof in that note that a man wrote it. So that means there was a man and a woman that knew about something, whatever it may be. And this is what happened. We don't know anything until the case is over with. It's still an ongoing case. We don't know. And believe me, I've seen some people commenting in some of these chat rooms that uh, in these crime channels that it's getting too, this is getting too radical and stuff, and people need a break. Oh, I agree. I agree 100% on that. That it is just nuts. No, lack of sleep. Some of these people that are making YouTube channels, I've been on the streets before. I've been around druggies, and if I didn't know better, that they were probably sleep deprived, I'd say these people are meth heads, crack babies, or whatever. Yeah, I'm from the city or the outskirts of the city in Chicago. Everybody in their area had different names for these kind of people. Most of them were called scattering crackheads or whatever. Yeah, I can see how a lot of people are asking other YouTubers or whatever, are you all messed up on drugs or what? We don't know. They might be, or they just might be sleep deprived because all they do is watch YouTube 24/7. So I can see how some of the psychiatric people and some of the doctors are saying, it's not good. We don't know. There's evidence out there. They're saying that the girls were mutilated, or videos saying that, and it was possibly a sacrifice, some kind of a ritual, magic, voodoo stuff or whatever. I don't know. Them gangs do monkey with voodoo and magic and everything. They sell their souls. My opinion, and that's and YouTube. You shouldn't strike me again for voicing my opinion on cases. And it's funny why people do get strike when I'm not using anyone's content. I'm just talking about situations that are on YouTube that you're letting people make videos about, but yet you're striking certain people on YouTube that do the same thing that these other YouTubers do, but their channels are up and running and got massive amounts of viewers. So that right there, YouTube would be, well, prejudice, because I'm not the only one that made a video on the Delphi stuff. It didn't, am I going to do anything? No, I'm not going to go cuckoo crazy or anything. I just find it that it's, uh, well, discriminating. They're picking and choosing who can do what, who can say what. You got all these hackers hacking people's accounts, and then their views go to other channels, and yada yada yada, and it's a gang. I mean, I don't know what you people want me to, I don't know what these people need. It's everything that all the government leaders are saying. They're all corrupt. And then you got the people that, are in these organizations saying, no, we're not corrupt. It's the government trying to, so here we are, innocent, law abiding citizens stuck in the middle with these jokers, just like a song. Just like the song that was on that note that supposedly is going around that describes the killing of Abby and Libby at the Delphi Bridge. You can look right on there. There's lyrics right on there from Days of the New. There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. Them are lyrics off of a song by Days of the News. That was on the Delphi murder. If that note is real, we don't know. Well, I got a bad suspicion that a lot of these people made a lot of videos uh, on Delphi and are going to be like, oh my God, people, when it all comes out, when the whole truth comes out, everybody is going to be shocked that these people were involved in it. Like I said before, one phone turned into two phones, and then two phones turned into three phones, and then three phones turned into a computer. And that computer led to other computers and other phones and everything, that these guys were probably passing these photos and girls around uh, over the phone and over the internet, you know. And I'm not talking 25-year-old girls or anything. These were young 13, 14-year-old girls, 9-year-old girls. And all these videos out about all these people and Brian Chadwell and him getting picked up, with a 9-year-old girl and messages to other people and their phone, and they got busted and they got busted. And then you got that one YouTube girl that's on there saying that she slept with all these guys or something. She was a professional girl and slept with a lot of these guys and knew them and everything, and they passed her around or whatever. What do we do? There ain't nothing we can do. What more proof do you people need that America is a nut job? Why we were out fighting wars and protecting other countries to be safe, this is what happens. Now our boys come home and go, what are we dealing with? No, here you go. Check it out. Black ops guys and FBI guys that are throwing up going, how did this happen? Well, this is how it happened. You spend all your time over in another country as this country was being devoured. The gates of hell were opening up here. So, that's how it happens. That's how a country gets demolished and ran over. And now you got people in high places going, how could this happen? Well, I'll tell you how. Corruption, money. You don't think these guys are going to go out and make an honest living when they can go make 5-10 grand off of some girl, I mean, come on. So I don't believe anything on there. Someone came into my chat yesterday saying Anthony Greeno's on the run. He left the country. No, stupid idea, but if it's true, yeah, that was stupid. He should have turned himself. He's going in there for murder. I don't know. I don't know the guy's history. My advice would be turn yourself in, but we don't even know if the stuff he's talking about is true. That was in my chat or not. I don't know. I was in a chat tonight and they were talking about junkies were at the crime scene and there's proof and evidence in the note. Well, I wouldn't doubt it. They all were junkies. They were all messed up on meth and heroin and all kinds of stuff. That's proven fact. They probably have people watching channels that are in prison. So if anyone says anything or gets too close, they send their boys from prison. Now YouTube, don't strike me from that. That's the truth. Don't YouTube know anything about the real life? So what's my opinion on the Delphi case? It's a nutcracker. It's so screwed up. I don't think anyone will ever know the real truth until the case is over with. That's my opinion on it. It's an ongoing case. Witchery, sorcery, the devil. I've heard all kinds of stuff on the Delphi case. It was a ritual. All right. Thanks for letting us know. We're dealing with a bunch of people that lived back in ancient times. They still practice, nothing has changed. Slavery, sex slaves, witchery, sorcery, nothing has changed. Nothing. It's been going on for a long time, you know. And then you mention that, well, what are you, nuts? And then it's the psychiatric reverse role where they play on you. You're like, oh, you're right. Could be sorcery. Could be magic. Could be these people worshiping some demon. You know, a sacrifice or whatever. The map that they have of Delphi's got circles on it, stars. Well, is it a pentagon? Well, it don't have to be a pentagon. Usually a pentagon is inside of a circle. So they might not have drew a pentagon. They just drew a regular star. A 5-point star, which is usually the star of David. You know, well, who's David? You know, is this some kind of a guy that's just an idiot drug cartel guy or whatever calling the shots? We don't know. You know, everything is a sign. Now we're dealing with a zodiac. You know, to me, it's like they're trying to turn it into a zodiac thing, this big thing. And I'm like, it ain't even that. I would believe more that it's somebody trying to throw us off and they're acting like a zodiac. You know, these people were here, these people were there. Yeah, well, maybe. But the bottom line is these people that are saying these people knew the people that are actually suspects and been questioned by the police. You know, there's one thing I can say that a lot of these YouTubers can't. I've never been questioned on a double murder of a child. Yeah, a lot of people are going to say, you're laughing. Why? Because in order to be questioned for a case like that, you have to fit the profile. You have to, and I know a lot of people are saying, well, it's like this guy's never been caught. No, might not have never been caught. He's might have been watched the whole time, and the MOs are matching, and his personality is starting to match up. And all of these people that are suspects and mentioned as these guys might be suspects in the case are now all acting like idiots and now all over the YouTube channel. You know, why? Well, if they can get a bunch of people to like them, that means they'll get more help trying to get out of trouble. Or win people over to think that it's impossible. You know, I watched Brian Chadwell for I don't know how long get on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and talk about he belonged to an organization and a club or a gang or whatever. And if they knew anybody that would hurt children or do anything to women or anything like that, that they would kill them. Yet the whole time I'm not buying this guy's story. Something ain't right. And then what happens? They bust him with a 9-year-old girl chained up in his basement. Here, everybody was on his Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel the whole time saying, oh, we love you. We know you're not like this. And it's just haters. No, the proof is in the pudding. And the proof is they caught him red-handed. Do I think he's linked to Delphi? No, if that ain't him on the recorder, if that ain't his voice, then it sounds to me like someone edited that video that we're hearing. And that means the true killer or somebody was being paid to edit the film to throw people off. And that's why the police left clues in that case and said, you didn't think we'd check. You know, we might have already talked to you and interviewed you, and you might be in this room with the only people that have that kind of capabilities is somebody with editing skills, somebody that had a past, or somebody that's an investigator, a police, or a press agent, a press guy. Them are the only people that are allowed in something like that. So what are we dealing with? Who knows? We're dealing with a bunch of fake accounts, which we already said that years ago. People were thinking that, and everybody was being told they're nuts. It ain't that. Now we find out it is that they had fake accounts, that they might have been lured there. That's why I complain so much to certain organizations or certain people that, we it's going to be hard to stop these people if you continue to let these people be on a social media internet that don't disclose their real name, their real faces, and real stuff. Because then you got fake accounts and ghost accounts, ghost apps that turn your account into something else. So yeah, I mean, is it possible? Sure, it is. Come on. Yeah, I would say it is if they can get into our uh, every single second of the day they try and attack our government computers and our social security and our defense system and everything in this country. You think a simple phone or a simple computer or is going to stop these people from creating whatever they want? Really, they can create. They can make it look like someone else. Excuse me, someone else did it. We won't know until the case is wet. My opinion. That's my opinion. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked when they find out who it is. And I think that you people have been looking for one person way too long. And I kept telling people it's a bunch of them. It ain't just one person. It's a big ring. Too many people were running their mouths. They belong to gangs, clubs, passing messages with phones, computers, and stuff. And I'm not talking about baby crap, buying cannabis from somebody or something. These people were sending photos of young girls, young kids, young girls. Not no 25, 30-year-old woman or 22 or 23-year-old woman, an adult woman. These were kids. What do you want me to say? A 13, 14-year-old girl, Then I think there was a 19-year-old girl that was killed out there by one of them that got busted and is already in prison, that knows certain people or whatever. They belong to some drug thing or whatever. Then you got the whole thing of the parents and everybody that was involved down there in Delphi were all, and the mother and the parents were informants. I think it went bad. Somewhere something happened and they created this giant mess. And now law enforcement's going, oh boy, and certain YouTubers are going, boy, something ain't, this is, and of course it makes sense. Like I talked to some people, well, sure, if it's a big ring of them and their eminence front is a YouTube channel, a crime channel or whatever, then that's well, I'm an investigator. I'm trying to save these girls, but really, they're trafficking them or selling them prostitution or whatever, or just selling them to sell to people. It don't even have to be sex trafficking. It just could be somebody wanting a kid, and they steal a kid and sell them to people. Sex don't even have to be involved in it. It's just a ring of them. I can't do no more on this case because it's lost. These people's minds they're closed. For too long they looked for one guy. It's one guy. It's the same guy, but he looks older. Sometimes he looks younger. Sometimes he's a shapeshifter. All right, here we go. We're right back to this devil worshiping shapeshifter stuff. I don't know. Everyone get in their bunkers. We're gonna light the. I mean, what these people. I have no idea what they're. From the get go, the word was when I listened to the whole thing. I was, what are they? Wait a minute. It's only one guy you're hearing on the video, and that guy did the killings. All right. Well, when I listen to the video, I'm hearing something else in that video. All right. Something's going on. We're looking for one guy. He looks older, but he looks younger. And he may and may not be, what are you people talking? I was like, are you sure is this a made up thing for YouTube? Some kind of and that's when I went ahead and said, I need to see photos and the rest of the recording. You can't do that. You can't do that. Well, why not? Because there's some of us we're dumb, but we're not that dumb. And we're starting to believe that there was no crime committed, that these girls might actually still be alive and kidnapped and were turned into sex slaves, or, they might still be alive. We don't know. But again, they keep sending that smoke to us, and that's proof enough to put these guys away. Into some of these holy rollers, take them completely off of the earth, because they're sending that cancer stuff. You don't want none of this smoke. No, we don't. You can keep your cancer and your sickness, devil. We don't want it. I know YouTube's going to get mad at me, and they're going to say, you can't say that on YouTube. Everyone else does. Now, that's my opinion. When they're talking about you don't want none of this smoke, you don't want none of their evil anger, cancer sent to you. That's my opinion. I don't want none of that smoke. If I wanted to smoke cannabis, I'll go to a legal place where it's legal to do it. Well, the holidays ain't over yet, Bendejo. We still got New Year's. I'm going to be broke for a couple months. I got to get caught up. First, I got to send the kids and the grandkids money first thing January, and I got to get caught up on my internet bill. So I ain't going to be doing nothing till probably February. Then I'm going to be maybe buying a new guitar for the new year. I don't know. And working on quitting smoking. So, but hopefully 2022 starts off a little better. It's really what we let into our minds. A lot of these people I've seen, I know who they are. They're deceivers. Okay. Mind over matter, whatever you want to call it, power of suggestion. I've seen this before. And they do it enough to where the power of suggestion takes over your mind. And the next thing you know, you're just a jellyfish to them. Whatever they say, you believe. Well, I'm not believing nothing. Like I said, people been coming into my chat. Greeno took off. He's wanted. He's got a warrant out for him. He took off out of the country. It ain't my problem. I don't know Greeno. If he was one of my friends, I'd tell him, turn yourself in. You're not going to be locked up with killers because, you haven't killed nobody. You're not going to be in popular population or wherever, where the where the big dogs are, where the real killers are. So if he was my friend, I would have told him, just turn yourself in, get your time over with. You might even get house arrest. The jails are so overpopulated. You might get house arrest, a big fine, and house arrest for some, a year or whatever, and then probation. But if you split and there's a warrant for yourself and you don't turn yourself in, they're not going to bond him out. They'll keep him in because he's a flight risk. They'll say, no, he's got to wait until his court date, whatever. So he should really talk to a lawyer, a professional. I'd tell him, turn yourself in, get it over and done with so you can get back to your life. Get it over and done with. Do your time, pay your fines, whatever it is, and get back to your life. On the run. Well, once they pick him up, he's going to be a fugitive. They're not going to let him out. They won't bond him out. They'll keep him, and they'll call him a flight risk. He ran before, he'll run again. And they'll keep him in there until his court date or whatever. And then, how long that'll be, I don't know how booked up the courts are. Who knows? And then he'll probably get charged with evading the police or whatever, or a fugitive. And that's more time added on and all that crap and all the bull crap. So if I was him, I get it. It's not like he's wanted for murder, although we don't know why he's running. He's running because he got picked up for some baby crap, drugs or whatever. I don't know his whole full report. I don't pry into people's lives like that. It ain't my job. I don't make 50 grand, 70 grand a year investigating people. I'm a guitar player, a singer, a songwriter, a music guy. I love women. What do you want me to? I don't know. Oh, Bendejo, Stephen Scott stopped in my chat late last night. Or no, today. Today. / Miss Blair White stopped in my chat to say Merry Christmas. I told her and him that they're welcome in my chat anytime. So, I don't know. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm just a little dude. So do I believe now all the stuff that I've been listening to on YouTube? Do I believe that Michael Catt passed away? No, I don't know. I'm the type of dude where I've been led down so many deceiving roads in my life where it takes stone cold proof to me, stone cold proof. Is Anthony Greeno wanted and has warrants? I don't know. If he does, turn himself in. Get it over with. Be done with it. It's baby crap. From what I hear on YouTube, it's baby crap. Hey, Stuart, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Did you get a new guitar, Stuart? Did you get anything new? Tell me you got something new. Ricky Compton came in earlier today. His wife got him a SG Tony Iommi Gibson for Christmas. He's in heaven right now. He's probably sleeping with it right now. He was talking about it all day. I'm still playing the guitar, Johnny. It's the best one I got. He's a happy little can. He was acting like he was 10 years old in my chat today. He's like a little kid. No, I have 4 guitars, a Fender, 2 Gibsons, and an Ibanez. I'm saying, Stewart's good. He's got more than me. I only got 2 left. He's got 4 of them: 2 Fenders, a Gibson, and an Ibanez. Gibson electric, Stewart, or is it an acoustic? Them dang Gibson acoustics are beautiful. So I don't know. You guys ever try that chocolate almond milk and almond white milk? I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. Tastes pretty good, and it's not. It's almonds. Oh, an acoustic J100 extra in Brazilian rosewood. Oh God, I bet you that's beautiful. I'm getting excited right now just thinking about it. Getting kind of tingly just thinking about it. It's probably beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stock up on guitars and get back to the old guitar. I'm gonna have to get the old fingers going again. Get the old pistons moving again and get back into the swing of things. Big show tomorrow on Dave's. Not really. It's just a regular Dave's guitar channel. Yeah, I got to make it sound good for the boss. But anyways, what do I do? Nah, I don't know. What do you believe on YouTube? I don't believe any of these people. I didn't believe Cat passed away, but then after some of the people that I talked to said no, he really did pass away. And I'm the type of guy, well, is it going to be on the news, and where does he live so we can check the obituaries or whatever? Because this has happened before, which Cat even brought up, I think, in one of his videos. The Summer Wells case, they did something like that. They made up an elaborate story and everybody was believing it, and it was all a lie, and they got caught. And then the people said, yeah, well, we made it all up, and we made this up and that and this and that. So there's other people going, no, we're not buying it. For all we know, Michael Katz's Bitcoin ship came in, and he's somewhere in Tahiti sucking on Maui Taui Maki Deweys and having a great time. We don't know. I don't know. Tobacco bursts. You can hear it down the street acoustically. Oh, yeah, I imagine so. Nah, good God almighty. Nothing like a good acoustic and just a natural resonant voice, with an acoustic. It's just natural sounding, natural vibrato from an acoustic guitar, natural sound bouncing off of waves, bouncing off of wood, and exiting out the guitar with that beautiful, rich sound. Oh, God. I'm getting excited. I'm really getting excited. It kind of keeps everything in tune. So, yeah, what a night on YouTube, everybody. And then people they're so paranoid that I just can't. Then if you're in one of these chat rooms and you come up with a scenario that someone don't like, next thing you know, they're all over you. Yeah, it's unreal. Did I mention that I went back to Facebook for 7 days? I've never been kicked off any trouble with Facebook ever. And I haven't been on Facebook. I just go in Facebook and check to see if anyone messaged me or just to do birthdays, you know, say happy birthday to people. So I haven't been on Facebook in a while. I just don't go on it anymore since I went to YouTube. But I was never kicked off of Facebook or anything like that. Once I went to YouTube, I would take my YouTube videos and post them to Facebook. But I haven't even been doing that. But recently, the past 7 days, uh, I've been on Facebook, and I do have to say, Facebook stepped up their game. The volume on it sounded great. It sounded good. You know, all they need is a meter now. It's that I can see as we are doing a broadcast or a live video on Facebook. I need a meter so I can make sure we're not peeking out I need that meter on there. Need to see it. See how YouTube Studio has a meter down there, and that shows what the volume is on your mic if you're peeking out or your decibels are too high. It'll start distorting and sound. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was drinking some liquids, not alcohol. I quit drinking 30 some years, 20 something years. I don't know how long it's been. But on that meter on Facebook, they give you a meter when you set up to go do a video. But after that, and you start the video on Facebook, it don't give you that meter. I like that meter there to see what my decibels are doing, especially if you're a guitar player. You want to make sure them guitar chords ain't ringing out and going into your red and distorting. Oh, my Epiphone DR Masterbuilt. Oh yeah, well, it's a Masterbuilt. Yeah, it sounds good. I'm not gonna lie. There's one thing. Everybody. What gets me is how everybody has changed. I can remember growing up, people saying, "Nah, Epiphone, cheap guitar." Ah, God. Now there's people saying Epiphones are playing better than actually Gibsons coming out of the factory. Everyone's like, Epiphone's great. Well, yeah, but 20 years ago, everyone was saying they're garbage. 30 years ago, cheap guitars, whatever. A lot of these people don't do their research and see that Epiphone made Gibson guitars for Gibson. Way back, way back. So Epiphone knows what they're doing. And the Masterbuilt, I think they should come out with another series, another Masterbuilt series. I'm telling you, they're great. I played the DR500 Masterbuilt. I played the DR400 Masterbuilt. Another guitar that I like that they make is the AJ200 or the EJ200 Super Jumbo with the two pickups in it. That's another sweet guitar. It sounded beautiful. It played beautifully. It had a neck on it, almost like an electric guitar. I was like, man, this is great. No, I'm a big fan of Epiphone. Even their electric guitars I like. And Epiphone supposedly is owned by Gibson now. So, what's the deal there? Well, I can tell you exactly what the deal is. If they own Epiphone and crap goes bad with Gibson and they you know, they'll jump over to Epiphone because Epiphone already makes, you know, Gibson's already, Epiphone has made Gibson guitars for Gibson. So, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it if they own it. If they own it, yeah, my Epiphone sounds good enough for now. I mean, you know, does good enough for me. You know, I like Dave Levine's acoustic, that M or that CF. Is it 750 or 700 or 800 or something like that, or 850? Whatever it is, it's a master built. Sounds pretty good, and he don't even plug his guitar in. Either do I. I don't plug my acoustic in. What you hear over the internet is just my acoustic going through the sound hole and getting recorded by this Phantom mic right here. You know. I don't even run effects on any of my videos. None of my live stuff has effects on it. When I sing, I don't put no effects to it or nothing. It's all dry. Even my acoustic guitar is all dry. I need to get back to putting reverb on them and chorus and stuff. You don't have to put a compressor on it because YouTube compresses it so much already. I don't think it needs a compressor. Little town of Bethlehem. So I'm just sitting around watching or listening to some Christmas music and chilling, working on the night, and looking. Hey, is there any guys out there watching my channel right now that are guitar guys that you ever find yourself looking at your guitars? Just when you're like, ah, that's a beautiful guitar. Yeah. Some guys got addictions. Addiction used to be drugs when I was younger, when I was a young lad. It was all about the drugs, and then it was all about the women. And then it was always about the cars. It was always about something. Now it's about guitars. Sometimes I find myself just sitting back and looking at the electric guitar going, God, that guitar looks beautiful. Plays beautiful. You got an addiction to guitars when you fall asleep with a guitar and you wake up and it's in bed with you. That's a problem. That could be a problem. I'm addicted to guitars and sound. I like effects, pedals, sounds, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, YouTube with the crime scene is it's getting radical. It's getting too radical. Everybody has their opinion. And if you don't want to listen to my opinion, that's fine. I ain't going to get mad and block people unless they're violent or whatever, you know. And I got to unblock some people because some people came into my chat or were seen in other videos where I guess they're blocked. How? I don't know. So I'm going to have to go in and unblock a couple things. And, I always said I don't need a lot of mods because I never had no trouble on my channels. The trouble only comes when you go live. then all these so-called trolls or whatever they call them, I don't know, come on your channel, but usually they don't bother me. You know, they don't bother me unless they're sent by another channel. So yeah, I mean, you don't know, you know. Yeah, you can't even go into a chat room and be just somebody. I watch all the crime channels, all of them. No joke. All the guy ones, pretty much all the women one. And you can't even go into some of these channels without people being so paranoid saying, well, we seen you over in that channel or we seen you over. I mean, this is like, I'm like, wait a minute. This is a paid free program. You know, internet is a free thing. They're viewers. It's like TV. You know, if I don't like something, I can turn it. You know, if people don't like my channel, they can click to the next channel. You know, if people want to come into my chat, they can come into my chat as long as they're being respectful. But in order, you know, for these YouTubers to demand who is in their chat and what they can say and what they can't say, I'm like, what is this? Are we, don't tell me this is what I think it is, because if it's what I think it is, it's no wonder people are complaining about it. Let's become a YouTube syndicate. They'll probably strike me for that. Another 7 days, or no, another. They said it. If it happens again 2 weeks, I can't even voice my opinion. That's what I feel like, you know. And the things I'm saying ain't made up. They're actually in the news. They're on YouTube. But they struck me for it. Somebody must have paid big money to strike my channel and get me kicked off for 7 days. You know, I wasn't the video that they struck me on, I wasn't cursing, I wasn't doing nothing but voicing my opinion and the things that were going on, and they struck me. But I ain't even gonna get into it. I ain't gonna say what video it was or anything like that, because, you know, is it true what they're saying that these people are actually paying people to strike channels or hack channels? It might be. It might be. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I don't know if you guys can hear that. You know, YouTube could have been something so good. YouTube could have been something. YouTube, you know, even the bands, you know. YouTube could have been something great. My opinion. Meaning, if you're listening to a song and just having a discussion with people like I am right now, but in the background I got music playing, you know, and it could have been something great, but now you can't use that music. It's copy, you know, if you, I would say it would be okay to do. If I was running the show, I'd say, why not? Not unless these people are making money of YouTube, off of YouTube, and they're using people's stuff and they're making money on it. Well, then people have to pay a part of that money to the band or whatever. You know, if they're collecting money on it. But somebody that's sitting here that don't have no Patreon, no super chat, nothing, and ain't making a dime off of nothing, I think it should be fair use for us to play any kind of music. Even our bands are the greatest bands that we grew up listening, that we spent money on t-shirts and CDs for I don't know how long I've been supporting these bands. Since I was a child. You have to remember, I grew up with family members that listened to rock and roll and music and all kinds of stuff. You know, so when I was just a wee kid, I was already listening to heavy rock and roll or whatever back then was, Floyd and all kinds of bands, Zeppelin and Yardbirds and the Guess Who and all kinds of bands. So I think it could have been great because you can have people sitting around, they got a little bit of their music that they love to listen to, and really it's free promotion. It's free promo for the bands because their music's being listened. Somebody gets on the video, hears that song, goes, "What is that?" Well, that's this band. Go check them out. Go buy a CD or whatever, or go listen to it on the internet or whatever. It was like a free promotion thing for them, but it got all messed up. That's just my opinion. I guess we're not allowed to have our own opinions anymore on YouTube. I don't know. If that's the case, I'm just going to go back to playing music and not say a dang thing. Just stare into the camera and not say anything, and just hold up a piece of paper that says the name of the song I'm going to play or whatever. Yeah, I can see how a lot of people are wondering what's going on. And well, when I can understand the small guys like me, there's small channels, and there's people that are on YouTube with giant, huge channels, and they try and help other people. But then there's people on YouTube that get jealous or discriminate because they feel like you're stepping into their YouTube that they created, the crime channels or whatever and everything, So, yeah, I can understand what some of these YouTubers are talking about, how we're being pushed to the side or to the back. Well, you 1,000 subs, so we're not going to let you do that because in order to do that, you have to have 1,000 subs. When I got on YouTube, I had no idea about that. I didn't even care about a sub. I didn't even know what that red thing, that sub was. I had no idea.